Modern Witches. Welcome back to Lupin Hollow. I'm the Witch of Lupin Hollow, and I'll be your host. So today we're talking about sacred space, specifically how to create sacred space wherever you go. To me, sacred space is one of the most important aspects of your spiritual practice because it's really the surroundings. It's the things that support us in our path. And it's really important and powerful to have a sacred space where you can really go and practice your spirituality, somewhere you can set up your altar, somewhere you can meditate or do yoga or whatever it is that is part of your path. You need somewhere you can go and do that. But you can also create sacred space in a moment. It's not something that has to be a big ritual. It's more about coming from within and taking that sacredness out into the world around you. So I have kind of 3 tips for you today. The first is that creating sacred space is really about cleansing. It's about taking a moment to make the space that you are in to make it sacred, because there's nothing really that says any one space is inherently sacred. Now, certainly sometimes when we're out in nature, for example, or if we go into like a temple or a church or, some kind of religious or spiritual place, sometimes we walk into that space and we can feel that it's sacred. And that's true. But that's because so many people over time have imbued that space with sacredness. When you walk into a space in nature and it feels that sacredness, it's sort of the opposite, right? It's because no one has tainted that space. Regardless, wherever you are, in order to make that space sacred in that moment for yourself, it's about cleansing it. It's about releasing any energy that's not sacred and allowing the sacredness to flow in. So the most powerful way that I think you can do this is with the breath. So certainly, if you are in an airport and you need some sacred space and you need to light up some sage, that's probably not going to go over so well, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't have sacred space in that airport, nor can you, not have sacred space anywhere else. You can make any location sacred wherever you go, because you always have the most important way of cleansing, and that is your own breath. So breath is the representation of the air element, and air is what, blows negative energy out of a space. It's what sends smoke from, for example, a sage bundle around a space and cleanses it of negativity. So your own breath is the most powerful cleansing tool you can possibly have. When you feel the need for sacred space, you need to feel that sacred connection. The most important thing you can do is, take a moment, take a deep breath, blow it out, shake it out, generate some activity in the air around you, and then, close your eyes. Take that deep cleansing breath and be still in that moment. Let the air flow around you. Really using the air element in this way is such a powerful way to create sacred space, because it gives you this little bubble of sacredness around you and within you, because you've released all of that hyperactivity and negativity and you've made room for the sacred. So, using the breath as a cleansing tool is my number 1 way for making sacred space. The other thing is to use kind of portable tools. So if you feel like, you want to be able to practice your spirituality in a really real and ritualistic way, even, wherever you might be at the moment, you can do that by using portable tools. And I don't mean, like a collapsible wand or something like that. I mean things like a crystal necklace, or, maybe you use like a crystal or a rune or even a card, maybe you tuck in your wallet or in your purse or in your pocket. Having those little tools with you that can help you feel really connected to your spirituality. They're never necessary, they're never required, but those kinds of little tools that someone else might never notice as being a spiritual tool, those things with you can help you create sacred space, because they help you to feel like you're capable of, doing a ritual, expressing your spirituality wherever you are. Even though you're capable of doing that without them, sometimes the tools can be really supportive in that. Now, my last suggestion for you is a little bit more vague, a little bit less actionable, but it's more about the inner work, right? And that is to invoke your inner priestess. So the priestess archetype is one of sacredness. It's one of spirituality. It's one of connection. It's about being connected to your intuition, to nature, to the divine, to your higher self, to the ancestors, whatever it is that you need to feel connected to. Your inner priestess is the part of you that guides you to that connection. And it's the part of you that creates sacredness. It's the part that assigns sacred value to the things and spaces around you. And so you want to really invoke that part of yourself throughout your life and throughout your day, because everything you do as a witch is magical. Everything you do is spiritual. Invoking your inner priestess in even the most mundane of moments or the most mundane of places, like the airport, that invocation is going to remind you that you have the power within you to make wherever you are, whatever you're experiencing, into a sacred experience. If you want more information about the priestess archetype, I would suggest looking to where the sign Virgo and the asteroid Vesta show up in your astrology chart. In the next video next week, we're going to be talking about what Virgo season means for you. Virgo and Vesta are the priestesses of astrology, and seeing where they show up in your own chart can be really powerful for understanding what is sacred to you and how you go about creating sacred space. So comment below, tell me what you think about these different tools for creating sacred space wherever you go. And tell me, where Virgo and Vesta show up in your chart. Where is your inner priestess coming out? So comment and make sure that you follow the channel so that you can be notified whenever I put out a new video. All right, good luck invoking your inner priestesses.